Hi, Mike here. My next orienteering video is from Upton State Forest, a local event just southwest of Boston. I'm doing the brown course as usual today. I chose to use my smaller GoPro camera. It's got less battery life, but it should last for over an hour or so, so I thought it would work out okay. However, I forgot to check the settings on it. They were set at way too high a frame rate and resolution, so the battery only lasted for the first 25 minutes or so of the event, but there were some interesting things about the first three controls, so I hope you find it interesting. Here's the map with my course on it, and this time I decided to do commentary while I was running around the race, running and walking that is, rather than post-race commentary, so we'll see how that goes, at least as long as the battery lasts, and I'll do some post-race commentary on the rest of it with live logs. Okay, let's see. Alright, ready to start. Nearly forgot to get the watch going. Let's get the watch going now. Alright, so we've got to find this small trail. Get off to the right. Here it is. Along the trail to the... oh, I can't see what it's crossing. Wall. And then carry on with the same direction up the hill. The depression will be off to the right. Okay, first bit done. Carry straight over. See a couple of boulders. Go around this side of the tree. Whew. A little bit green. A little bit greener than I thought. Anyway. Oh, going right between the two boulders. Keep going. Across this marsh. Oh yeah, I forgot. We had a whole bunch of rain over the last few days, even though it's a lovely day today. Oh God. Okay, so those are the rock features. So it's going to be off to the right of them. Be able to spot the hilltop. Just checking the compass as I go around the side of these rocks. There's the hilltop there, control will be there. It says hopefully. And then 1 to 2. I go around the trail. Up. There's a control. 173. It's not really in the depression, so it's easy to see. Oh, I think I should have put it in the bottom of the depression. Okay. Go this way. I'm thinking of going straight because I'm running very slowly these days, and straight through the woods might be just as fast as going the trail a long way. And it'll be a whole lot more interesting as long as I don't screw it up. Okay. Should be a wall. It will guide me into a wall corner. Here's a wall. Just make sure I know which way the corner is. There's a trail which I hadn't seen, but which will help, because I'll get out to this and go down this bit of trail to this big trail. Yeah, I did go a little further to the right than I wanted to. This trail. Okay. I'm going to go across here. In here. Just to make it more interesting. Should pick up another wall. See a bit of a wall off to the left in the corner of my eye. I think I need to be a little bit further left of where I am. Yeah, because here's that wall, and just follow this wall. Straight to the shallow hill. I'm going to cross over the wall because it should be easier going. Let's just go out a little bit. Don't want to go too far left there. It's mid-May and everything's growing. Except my capabilities. Quick compass check. Make sure I'm in the right. Okay, here's the trail, which will be going up the hill to the right. It's the top of the hill. Controls the marsh. So I'm just going to go in by this wall here. I can see the wall. This might be a bit mucky. I think I want to be just to the right of the wall. I thought that was the wall. Otherwise I'll be going through wet parts of the marsh. There's the wall. And down. Alright, I'm going to go across the wall. The control should be just through there. Oh, what's the number? There's the rock. 134. Should be right here. A bit more closely, it's on the east side. Okay. So that's that boulder. Should be. Maybe it's just in here a little bit. Okay. It's not very marshy here. Oh, that's the marsh. So shouldn't the control be right here? No, it's just going to go into a bit. Okay, my guess is that they placed it just outside this area. Jeez. And that was included as part of the marsh. In which case it would be about here. Oh man, I hate it when something seems like it should be so obvious and it isn't. Yeah. There it is. Yeah, I think it was placed a bit away from the marsh. 134, so I haven't figured out my next route. 1, 2, 3, 2 to 3. It's going to go north. This is marked as green, but I can get through it without too much effort. North of the trail. Number 3 is a hilltop. I'm deliberately going right a little bit, depending on the branches that have fallen, which means I need to go left a little bit around the edge of this hill here that I can see on the map, so that's a good marker of where I am. The trail's just going to be up to the coming in from the right as I go around this. Yeah, see, that's the trail. Going to pick up a small trail from it. Alright, quick look on the map. It's going to be by the rock. Where the hell? There's the rock. Okay. Here's the trail. Keep around this to the wall, pass the wall up the hill, and I'll be done. Give it a 4. Mostly straight, and try and use the contours near the control to get to it. The wall. Climbing up the hill. Control on top of the hill. The northwest side. So probably just off the trail. Like here. Okay. Again, where's the control? Northwest. We'll put it here. Okay, unless this is the spur I'm going over and the hill is up ahead and I haven't gone far enough. I would have found the control if it was here. Doesn't seem right though. Because the trail I wonder if I'm just going blind. Is that it in there? No, that's a shadow. No, it's definitely not where I think it should be. So, and looking at the details, it's definitely marked as the northwest part of the hill, unless they did it on the southeast by mistake, in which case it would be here. I'm going to assume that's not the case. I'm going to assume I haven't gone far enough and that's the spur. I'm getting my map scale all wrong. But then isn't that the boulder? And isn't that the valley down? And isn't that the wall there? It's got to be this hill. There it is. Alright, that's messed me up for the next one. I said I was going to go straight. And sorry, but this is where the battery died on the camera. So yeah, I did go pretty much straight. Not sure why I veered off to the right there for a little bit, but didn't have too much trouble with control number 4. And in fact, things went reasonably well from here on. I'd made my big mistakes at 2 and 3. Just go around this trail, come off it to the side of the hill there. 5 to 6, I was going to go straight in the gap between these marshes. I got a bit confused there. I went down a little bit too early, as you saw. But found the gap in the end and could see this nice sort of big valley off to the left here. And went straight into the control. And then again, you could follow the sort of shallow valley to number 7. And then going to 8, looking for those boulders that we just saw there. And bit of misdirection there. What's going on? Stopped too soon, but found it in the end. Again, lost a few seconds there. 8 to 9, going along the walls there and then up towards the hilltop and into the control. So 9 to 10, sort of a complex pattern of walls there to follow. But as long as you keep your wits about you, which I wasn't doing that often, and then just bugged out to the trail so I could follow the trail around. Then it's a question of figuring out when you turn left off the trail by those boulders there and up for the little re-entrant there. And the next one, just follow the trails and then go around to the side. Straight to that one. And then it's just a trail run to the last 2 controls. I guess you could cut the corner there, but the woods looked like I was going to go slower than staying on the trail. So I stayed on the trail, popped into the last control, and to the finish. There we are. So here are the results. I did lose quite a lot of time on a couple of the controls, so wasn't that good a time for me, but nevertheless still enjoyed it a lot. And my thanks as always to the organizers of the event. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye for now.